night began like any other, but the memory of it still lingers on my skin. I slipped into bed, tired and unguarded, never imagining what would come next. The sheets felt cool against my legs, the air heavy with silence. And then I felt it, a hand, unseen but undeniable, tracing slowly across my thigh, pausing, almost savoring me. My breath caught, my body frozen between fear and a strange, forbidden pull I couldn't escape. I thought I was alone until warm breath brushed against my lips, so close, so intimate, that my heart nearly stopped. And in that moment I realized I wasn't dreaming. I was being claimed. I lay frozen beneath the blanket, every part of me aware that something was in the room with me. The air felt heavy, charged, almost electric, like the atmosphere before a storm. My body ached with exhaustion, yet every nerve was awake, alert, straining to catch the slightest sound. But there was no sound, only the steady rhythm of my own heartbeat hammering against my ribs. The first touch had been unmistakable, cold at the start, then warmer, deliberate. Now, even as I tried to convince myself it had been my imagination, I felt it again. A soft pressure tracing the outside of my leg, moving slowly upward as though testing me. I bit my lip, my breath stuttering, my chest rising and falling in shallow bursts. My blanket slipped just slightly, not enough to uncover me completely, but enough to make the cool air kiss my skin. Something shifted on the mattress beside me, a dip, subtle but real, as if unseen weight pressed against the bed. My body tensed, my hands clutching the sheets, but I couldn't move. I couldn't even bring myself to open my eyes. Fear rooted me in place, but beneath the fear there was something else, a pull, a strange heat spreading across my skin that I couldn't deny. A breath touched my neck, warm, steady, close enough that strands of my hair lifted against my cheek. My pulse roared in my ears. I wanted to scream, to sit up and fight whatever this was, but another part of me, the part that trembled in anticipation, stayed still. It felt intentional, calculated, as if whoever or whatever was here knew exactly how to break me down. Fingers grazed my waist, trailing lightly through the thin fabric of my shirt. My body arched against my will, a gasp slipping through my lips. I hated the sound the silence swallowed because it betrayed me, told this presence that I was awake, that I was feeling every second of it. The scent reached me then, earthy, faintly sweet, sharp enough to make me dizzy. It filled my lungs, intoxicating, like it was meant to claim me from the inside out. I clamped my eyes shut tighter, but that only made my awareness sharper. The pressure at my side deepened, the mattress shifting again as though someone was leaning over me, waiting for me to surrender. I whispered to myself, "It isn't real, it isn't real." But even as I repeated the words, I knew they were lies. The warmth brushing against my lips, the deliberate pause of a breath right there, waiting. None of this could be a dream. My skin trembled beneath invisible fingers, and I realized I wasn't fighting anymore. I was waiting. The weight on the mattress shifted again, slow and deliberate, like knees pressing closer beside me. The soundless movement made my skin crawl, yet my body responded as if pulled by invisible strings. My breath caught when I felt the edge of the blanket slide downward, exposing more of my leg to the cool air. I tried to keep still, but when the hem of my shirt lifted just slightly, as though caught by unseen fingers, a tremor escaped me. My chest rose sharply, betraying the fear and something else that tangled inside me. I wanted to speak, to demand who or what was there, but the words stayed trapped in my throat. The touch returned, firmer now, tracing from my thigh upward in a slow, deliberate path. My skin burned beneath the phantom contact, every nerve alive, aching. I pressed my lips together to stifle a sound, but when the fingers grazed my hip and lingered there, my body betrayed me again, a shallow gasp escaping into the darkness. Warm breath brushed my ear, so close it made my skin prickle. I could hear it now, low and steady, not rushed or clumsy, measured, possessive, as if the presence had been here many times before and knew exactly how to unravel me. The scent grew stronger, that intoxicating blend of earth and sweetness wrapping around me like a fog I couldn't escape. My hair shifted against my cheek, strands moving as though gathered in unseen hands. Then slowly fingers combed through it, separating each lock with careful precision. I felt them hold it close, and though I couldn't see, I knew it was breathing me in, savoring me. The sound that followed was a low hum, satisfied, almost human. My heart pounded, my mind screamed to fight, to escape, but my body had other plans. Every touch left behind a trail of heat, a pull that blurred the line between dread and desire. I clenched the sheets tighter, my knuckles white, but I couldn't stop leaning into the warmth, pressing closer. Then the whisper came, a voice low, intimate, right at my ear. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was undeniable, possessive, claiming, the kind of whisper that left no question. I wasn't alone, and I wasn't in control. The finger slid lower again, down my side, lingering just above my waistline. My pulse thundered so hard I thought the presence could hear it. The mattress dipped deeper, as if it had drawn even closer, and suddenly the warmth of a chest pressed lightly against my back. Not fully, just enough for me to feel it, to know it was there. I bit down hard on my lip, my eyes still clamped shut, every breath shallow and broken. The air around me felt alive now, every second humming with the weight of anticipation. Then I felt it, lips grazing the back of my neck, feather light but undeniable. My whole body arched in response, a tremor running through me. It wasn't just haunting me, it was claiming me. The presence didn't retreat. Instead, it hovered closer, each breath against my neck pulling me deeper into its grip. My body felt like it wasn't mine anymore, suspended between terror and a pull I couldn't resist. The lips brushed me again, this time lower, trailing along the curve of my shoulder. My chest rose sharply, a broken gasp spilling into the silence. Then my leg shifted, not by choice. Slowly, deliberately, it was moved, positioned as though unseen hands had parted me. The air was cool against my skin, but the heat of the touch returned almost immediately, sliding along my thigh with intent. My mind screamed fight, but the weight of the presence pressed down steady, reminding me I had no control. The scent thickened, earthy, sweet, overwhelming. I could taste it now, metallic and intoxicating, filling my lungs until I felt dizzy. My heart thundered so hard it hurt. I whispered a single word, my voice trembling, desperate. Stop. But even I didn't know if I meant it. A hand, cold at first, then burning, grazed my stomach, pausing just above my ribs. The anticipation was unbearable. Every inch of me braced for more. Then, as suddenly as it came, the touch stopped. The air shifted. The mattress grew lighter. I thought it was over. I forced my eyes open, scanning the room. Everything was still, too still. The curtains swayed gently from the night breeze. The lamp cast its dim blue glow. But then my gaze froze. At the foot of my bed, The blanket was indented, pressed down deep in the unmistakable shape of knees. My throat tightened, my breath caught. The marks didn't vanish. They lingered, heavy and undeniable, proof that I wasn't imagining it. And then, the whisper, clear, low, certain, mine. The word echoed through me, searing itself into my chest. Before I could move, the indentations smoothed themselves out, the fabric rising as though the weight had simply stood and walked away. The silence that followed was suffocating. I lay frozen, my body trembling, my skin still tingling where it had touched me. Even now, I don't know if I was dreaming, hallucinating, or if something truly claimed me that night. But I do know this: sleep has never felt safe again. Because once you've been touched in the dark, once something unseen has pressed its presence into your skin, you can never close your eyes the same way. Have you ever woken to a touch that shouldn't have been there? Share your story in the comments below. Subscribe to Paranormal Sleep for more midnight encounters where fear and desire blur into one.